Guys, Kenwood Sports, man. I'm back with another one, man. Back with another video for y'all. I gotta talk about this Alabama at LSU coming up next weekend. Okay? Right now, I'm sitting at 193 subscriptions or subscribers. Okay? I appreciate every last one of y'all for subscribing. Okay? If you're watching this video, go ahead and like this video. Alright? We moving up, but we moving slowly. That's cool. I don't mind that. I told y'all it's all grind, no gimmicks. Ain't no rush. Ain't going nowhere. I got content for days. Okay, all right. I got the best sports channel on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment, like the video, and also hit that notification bell so you'll know when I go live. Man, this game, Alabama at LSU, is not this weekend. It's coming up next weekend. It's always a bye between LSU and Alabama. Before that game, it's always a bye. Both of these teams is coming into this game with 2 losses. Okay? LSU, 2 unexplainable losses. 2 unreasonable losses. You lose to USC in the opener. 5 straight seasons losing the opening game, which is unbelievable by LSU. Okay, then you go out here and get a 10-point lead versus Texas A&M, and you lose that game. You can't run the ball. Garrett Nussmeier throwing incompletion after incompletion. I done talked about him to blue in the face. I've talked about Garrett Nussmeier since day one. You can't keep getting away with the same nonsense that you've been getting away with against these bum teams. Now you in the SEC play, and you got to be able to stand up and play good football and cut out the mistakes, throwing the interceptions, being unaware. Okay, Alabama, they done got 2 losses before November for the first time. Listen to this: Alabama got 2 losses before the month of November for the first time since 2007. Do the math on that. Almost 20 years. That's how good of a team Nick Saban has been coaching for all those years. You hadn't had 2 losses before the month of November, and it's probably not many of those seasons that they didn't have 2 losses, period, to be honest with you, with all the championships that they've gotten in between that time, okay? But Brian Kelly, this is squarely on your shoulders. LSU cannot find a running game to save their mama's life. Okay, the last time LSU had a running back to run for over 1,000 yards was 2021. We in 2024 finna go on to 2025. 2021, that was Ty Davis Price, and before that it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We did have Jaden Daniels run for over 1,000 yards, but that's scrambling. That's scrambling out the backfield and running. You know how dynamic Jaden Daniels is. Okay, he ran for over 1,000 yards last year when he was there. He won that Heisman Trophy doing that. Okay. But Jalen Milroe, I get Jalen Milroe the nod at quarterback over Garrett Nussmeier. I feel like he the better quarterback. He the more experienced quarterback. He played last year. He playing in a better system for him. He's better scrambling. I feel like he's better throwing. I feel like he's better than Garrett Nussmeier in every aspect of the game. That's a disadvantage. LSU is at home. We are playing in Death Valley coming up this weekend. So that's good, but at the same time, you got to be able to compete on the football field. It don't matter where you're playing at. You're going to have your fans going off, but you got to give them something to go off about, okay? But we got to be able to find somebody to run the ball. Caden Durham, I thought he was going to be the guy after that South Carolina game, but he fooled me. He not really running the ball like that, okay? Texas A&M. Right now, Texas A&M is leading the SEC West. They probably leading the whole SEC because they hadn't lost an SEC game yet. They lost to Notre Dame the first game of the year, and they hadn't lost since. They beat LSU, and they also beat Missouri, ranked 8th and 9th at the time. Those teams were ranked 8th and 9th at the time that Texas A&M beat them, okay? So it's possible with this 12-team playoff that LSU or Alabama may not make this 12-team playoff. I already said that LSU couldn't afford another loss. You go in that game against Texas A&M with a 10-point lead, and you fumble, you let it go, you lose the game. It's rare because you couldn't run the ball and you couldn't stop the run. They barely had 150 yards passing. Texas A&M, I'm speaking on. They barely had 150 yards, They barely had 150 yards passing, and LSU still couldn't come out with the win because Gary Nesmar back there throwing the ball all over the place, but to his receivers. Okay? You can't do that against Alabama. One more loss for either one of these teams will almost certainly guarantee that they would not make the 12-team playoff. If you would have told me last year coming into this game that with the 12-team playoff that LSU and Alabama wouldn't make it, I wouldn't believe you, okay? Right now, who's ever going to be in it, if they have a chance of being in it, they're going to have to run the table because LSU has Texas at the end of the year and they got Alabama on next Saturday. Excuse me, again, Alabama has to go into LSU and get this victory if they're going to get to the 12-team playoff. They've lost to Vanderbilt, they've lost to Tennessee. LSU had the advantage on these guys with those 2 losses in the SEC that Alabama had. Like I said, I put that squarely on the shoulders of Brian Kelly, not being aware, not looking at what's right in front of you. You take care of your business against Texas A&M. You undefeated in the SEC. You come in and play Alabama at worst. You got a 1-game lead on them. Now, Alabama, I feel like they're the more hungrier team. I feel like they're the more experienced, more talented team. Okay, I feel like they're gonna come in and do what they gotta do versus LSU if LSU gonna keep playing like how they've been playing. Plus the loss of Harold Perkins Jr. on defense. Okay, it's just a whole bunch in this game, man. I want to see LSU go out there and get this victory, but it don't look good for them right now. Both of these teams gonna have to run the table, just like I said, if they're gonna get into this 12-team playoff. I just had to speak on it for a minute. This been on my mind. Y'all know how I am when a game is on my mind. I gotta go and do the breakdown. I gotta speak on it, okay? Kenwood Sports, I got the best sports channel on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this game. Let me know who you think gonna win this game. Hit that notification bell for when I go live so you don't miss it, all right? I'll get back with y'all on the next one, man.